What's up, guys? Chris Helmy here with Barrel Age Pursuit. Turkey season's full swing. We're actually done here in Florida. Had a pretty good season in Florida. Ended up with my personal best turkey here from Wyoming and South Dakota. Had a lot of success in Wyoming. Day one, me and my buddy hit both of our birds. South Dakota, not so much. Weather came rolling in, but that's for another beer, I guess we'd say. But regardless, turkey season's in full swing. A lot of you guys are starting to go out and do trips right now, and seeing everybody on social media and Facebook, and everybody's going out and getting ready for turkey season, doing some trips. So I figured not a better time to go over my new chest rig that I got from Badlands. Some of the things I love about it, kind of the reason I bought it, go over some of the price on it as well, and then just kind of talk about some of the features and benefits and some of the things I wish that they might have done a little bit differently. So this is the Badlands Chest Rig. It retails at $149.99, and it's got a lot of really great features. Well, the biggest thing that really made me buy this is I've noticed that when I have my full-on turkey vest loaded down with all my stuff, that's kind of my first setup. And so when I set up first, I'll set up with my turkey bag. And then after that, and I'm running and gunning trying to find birds, I catch myself a lot of times just using my regular bino harness that I use for turkey hunting, for regular deer hunting. And it's great. It fits my binos. I can normally smash a pot call in there. I can put my owl hooter on one side. I can put some other calls on the other side. That's kind of it, right? And there's not really a whole bunch of stuff, and if I need to change some stuff up, I might not have it on me. So one of the reasons I went with this chest rig is that's just the way I like to hunt. After I do my first morning sit, I'm running and gunning, just trying to find birds and trying to cover as much ground as possible. And this kind of gave me the ability to do that, especially out west when you're hunting more open fields or plains versus Florida where I'm really hunting them in the swamps. So the very first thing about this that I liked is the way it feels. So it's got these bat wings kind of on the side that feel really good, and it holds everything. So it's got all magnets, so there's absolutely no zippers on it whatsoever, which is really nice. So it's quiet. As we all know, turkeys can hear from a million miles away. Got that sixth sense, right? And so it is super quiet, which I really enjoy. It's all magnets. It also magnetizes down, which is great. But in here, I can fit everything. So from extra shells, and you notice it's alternating sizes. So I can fit 12 gauge, 20 gauge, and then 410. Obviously, most of the time I'm not carrying both. So I just really put this in here so you guys can demonstrate the fact that you can actually have all these on there. But the biggest thing is the fact that I can carry all my stuff. So I have this little pouch right here, a zipper pouch for my mouth calls, my diaphragm calls, which I tend to use a lot, especially when I'm trying to find a bird. And then when they're coming in, I can sweet talk them a little bit easier with that than I can making a bunch of movement with my pot calls. Binos. Love the fact that I can carry my binos in here, especially hunting those big open fields. These are the Vortex Diamondbacks. These are 10 by 42s. Really like these binos. It also has plenty of room. There's actually 4 pouches for pot calls. But the problem is if you have all 4, there's not really a whole bunch of room for your binos. So I opted for just 2, and then my binos off to the other side. But in here I got this double-sided call from Head Busted Turkey Calls. And then I also have another double-sided call from Head Busted Turkey Calls. These are probably my favorite calls that I have. I think I got like 10 of them from my buddy Ernie over there at Head Busted, but these two tend to be the ones that I like the most. Titanium over slate, and then a glass over aluminum, which is really nice. And you don't see a whole bunch of people using them, but it's nice because I can get it loud, I can get it short, but that's for another video. Little kit right here to manage my stuff, which is awesome. Once again, magnets. Striker holders on the outside. There's also striker holders on the inside. But if you're running a decent size pair of binos, maybe if you have like small binos, it wouldn't be a big deal, but a decent size of binos, once you add all that stuff and you put your strikers up here, it won't close, which is a little frustrating, but I can deal with that because I still have plenty of stuff in here that I think I can effectively kill a turkey. It's also got this box down here for your box call. I'll be honest, don't really use a box call a whole bunch, but it is nice because you can get real loud with it, do some big cuts, especially if you're out west and you need that sound to carry to be able to see if you can hear a bird a couple ridges over. It is really nice to have. They have this little system right here, which keeps it really tight, which is really awesome. One of the things that I don't love necessarily is this goes in, which is kind of cool. There's like this hidden pocket right in here, which is nice. So it can't make any noise. The problem is there's actually a piece of fabric in between, which full transparency, great. That way it can't make any unwanted noise while you're walking in the woods. The problem with that is you end up having to re-chalk a lot because now your chalk's getting all over that inner piece of material that's in between there. So if you're going to use this piece, which is removable, you can take it off. If you're going to use this piece, you better make sure you have plenty of chalk because you're going to need it to re-chalk your box. Probably a little bit more than you normally would, but it slips right in there, which is real nice, especially if you use a box call. Like I said, I don't traditionally use a box call all too often. It's kind of a pain in the rear end to get in there if you're not paying attention. But super easy, to install. It's got a lot of modular stuff to it that you can add, which is really nice. So, you can add different things to the side, more pot call holders. All of their accessories work with this, which is awesome, with these molly loops that are on the side of it. But if you're looking for a good chest rig that you like to kind of hunt like I do, you're more of a run and gun hunter, and you really want to get out there and try to find the birds, and you don't want to be burdened down and make the noise of carrying a turkey vest. Maybe you are carrying filming equipment. Maybe you are not a decoy guy. Maybe you're with another person who has a bag that he can carry the decoys, which was kind of our situation. I don't really care too much about carrying decoys all the time, but luckily I was with another person who had a bag that could carry our decoy with it. And it's small, it's compact, it feels good, it's easy to put on. The way the back is designed, it doesn't give you a bunch of trouble when you're trying to sling this guy around here. One of the things I don't like about it, I will say this, is if you have bigger binos, which I like, so these are 10 by 50s, also Vortex Diamondbacks. They do not fit in here and can close. So you end up with this gap that's kind of annoying. Won't close. I thought I was going to be okay with it, not going to lie. So I actually used these binos, and then, I'm going down to pick stuff up. I had my phone in here. It did this. My phone falls on the ground. Kind of a pain in the rear end. So if you're going to use this bag, which, great bag. Absolutely love it. I suggest not getting something like a 10 by 50. These 10 by 42s are really good, especially if you pull them down, those eye things down a little bit. It closes up just fine, not any issues. The magnets work great, they're strong. There's not like one magnet, the whole thing's a magnet, so it all fits in really well. So if you guys are looking for a new pack, chest rig, or a new bino harness that can hold a little bit more stuff, and that's the thing. I don't think this is just used for turkey hunting. Yes, it's designed for turkey hunting with these striker holders on the outside. This guy right here, which once again you can take off. I think you could really use this if you're out west, mule deer hunting, you're doing any kind of spot and stock style hunting. This is something that you could definitely use, just because you can fit so much stuff in here, right? So like, even if you didn't have all this turkey stuff in here, I can have my binos, my phone fits in there without any problem. And it's just a really solid rig, well built, 100% backed with a lifetime warranty from Badlands, which is one of the main reasons that I kind of started looking at Badlands when it comes to buying stuff. Clothes and everything else. Clothes is gear, right? Same as these bino harnesses. It's gear just like your tree stands, just like your saddles. So having the good stuff really, really helps. Backed by a lifetime warranty is a huge selling point for me on why I decided to go with Badlands. Another reason why I decided to go with this pack. The sheer ability of this chest rig is really great. The downfalls of it, like I said, you can't fit giant binos. That's whatever. Maybe you don't like giant binos anyways. They're heavy as it is. So but the biggest thing is, like I said, you can carry all your stuff. If you're a run and gun turkey hunter, I think this right here is probably one of the best bino harness chest rigs that you could have. So you can find them on their website. I'll link it down here, or at least down in my description down low on where you can find these. Like I said, 150 bucks. I mean, that's what you're going to pay for a regular bino harness from any of the other guys. So the fact that this is a great price, has all the bells and whistles and features that you'd want as a run and gun turkey hunter, or probably an out west just regular, mule deer hunter, I think this is definitely something you should look at. Big fan of Badlands, big fan of their lifetime warranty. So go check them out.